How Basketball Saved My Life is sponsored by the Hall at the Rail House, Norman's premier event space in the heart of downtown. Weddings, receptions, corporate events, luncheons, banquets, proms, parties, and more. If you're looking for a place to celebrate life, we hope you'll choose the Hall at the Rail House, located in downtown Norman. This episode is brought to you by Chris Express Drugs, located in South OKC. For all your sports medicine needs, call 405-735-3950. Again, that's 405-735-3950. They are open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., and closed on Sundays. This episode is also brought to you by Emmy Labs. First, they partner with the State Department of Health to bring you free COVID-19 tests, and now they have partnered with the State Department of Health to bring you free COVID vaccine tests. So, make your appointment today at www.emmylabs.com.
This episode is brought to you by Chris Express Drug, located in South OKC. For all your sports medicine needs, call 405-735-3950.
This episode is also brought to you by Emmy Labs. They have partnered with the State Department of Health in Oklahoma to bring you free COVID-19 tests, and now they are bringing you free COVID vaccine. For your appointment, go to emmylabs.com/vaccines. That's a major move. Yes, sir.
Welcome to another episode of How Basketball Saved My Life. I'm your host, Twan the Don.
And I'm your boy, the Easy Button.
And man, we got such a spectacular guest today, the boy Joran Evans.
Yes, sir. Homegrown.
You know, knocking helmets off, things that he do, you know. So, man, we just going to get into it, man. We want to know about you, what got you started. When did you start playing football, man? Or when did you start playing sports, period?
Sports, period, is as soon as I could run around and walk. I know soccer was, I think, the first sport, but I didn't start playing football. I played flag football 3rd grade, and then tackle was in 5th grade.
It seems like that's the Norman way.
Yeah.
Put him in soccer first.
Norman is such big in soccer, which honestly, if I ever have kids, bro, I'm gonna put them in soccer first because I feel like the
footwork
just gets them so athletic at a young age and teach them how to run. So I did that, track, baseball, football, basketball. I did it all. So
man, I tried to put my shorty in soccer first, man. He was out there picking grass, and before you know it, man, we just was like, you know what, we're gonna come back to this.
It was smooth though. I actually was good at it, but then, they do that competitive, like Celtics and stuff. My dad wasn't paying for that, so he wasn't doing it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I've been here long enough that I bought in. So once he gets old enough, I'll play soccer too. Yeah. So, all right. So, man, who got you hooked on sports? Was it just a natural thing, or did someone kind of just push you into it and make you really fall for sports? Period.
It was it's probably a mixture of things. I know obviously my dad played. My dad played football. He played football.
No basketball?
Nah, he was straight football, wrestler, baseball guy. But he played at OU and then got drafted in the 8th round and only played like a year and a half in the league. And he kind of called it. But I just remember in elementary school, I always was an athletic kid. He played at OU, then he got drafted to Arizona, Green Bay, and then he finished with the Falcons all within a year.
That's dope, though.
Yeah, he didn't like it though, but it was.
What position he played?
DN. He played D tackle at OU, but then got drafted to Arizona as a DN. As a linebacker, but then he's really a defensive lineman.
Okay.
So got you like
so
father,
blood.
like
I didn't know that.
He's a whole cheat code, bro. You gotta get out of here.
Yeah, but he definitely. I was always an athletic, wanting to play sports kids, and I remember. I wanted to play tackle football, but he told me I wasn't allowed to until I got bigger and stronger. So I swear, starting like 1st, 2nd grade, every morning before school, I got up and did sit-ups and push-ups all the way until 5th grade. And
what?
Yeah.
That's why you got that muscle neck.
What neck?
Yeah. And that's why he let me play. And I was a huge Mike Vick fan growing up.
Mike Vick, bro. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. Like I know a ton about football, but I know who Joran Evans is, and I damn sure know who Mike Vick was.
Mike Vick, I was the only kid in Norman, I swear, wearing Virginia Tech gear.
Yes, sir.
I wanted to go there so bad, but Yeah, that's definitely what got me into sports.
Virginia Tech, boy, y'all missed out.
Yeah, I sent my highlight to him like sort of.
So you
Never opened it there. They opened it up.
Dog, that's whack.
Yeah, man.
They
so
missed out, didn't they?
that's kind of what kind of got us started, and obviously it worked out. But.
So I know, first of all, you got 2 lovely sisters, great mom, great family, and I know that your sisters hoop. Did you hoop?
I did. That was my first love.
Shout out JC Jessica. Y'all gotta come on the show.
The reason why it was how basketball saved my life.
Yes, sir.
But nah, basketball was definitely my favorite sport. I probably wasn't ever good in it. I thought I was good because a freshman I got pulled up to varsity, played JV. But after my sophomore year, I finished the season sophomore year. Was not happy with it. I was always getting in with coaches. Wasn't happy with not playing. Didn't even like let me play JV like that. I wasn't starting half the year. It was weird.
So you might as well have played JV.
Yeah, like it was just weird, bro. Like my freshman year, I was playing like dumb minutes as a freshman on JV. So I'm thinking my sophomore year, I'm gonna either be 6-man,
right,
at least starting. I wasn't even starting. They had a senior starting over me on JV, and first I'm like, "You a senior on JV,
On
bro?"
JV, bro.
Oh, yeah, what you doing?
Yeah,
you shouldn't
so
be playing. I should be.
I was like, it kind of just threw me off, and then I always felt like it was a booster situation and all that crap, but. After my sophomore year, I told my dad, I was like, bro, if I start getting recruited for football, which I wasn't even getting recruited for football at the time, but I was like, if I start getting recruited for football, I'm done. And then junior year, I just blew up.
So in high school, what all sports did you play?
High school, I started off basketball, football, and I ended with football and track.
Football and track. Yeah. So what made you start taking football more serious, or when did you?
Honestly, it was like my first 2 years in high school, it was a battle back and forth. Like 1 year, I was like, all right, I'm done with football. I'm finna focus on basketball. And I was like, oh, I'm done with basketball, focus on football. But sophomore year, I remember playing. I didn't play varsity as on football neither. I was on JV, and JV was too easy. Like I thought JV was a joke. I remember I remember specifically telling the quarterback, like, hey, bro, if you throw me the ball, I'll make you look good.
Straight up.
Just straight like that. Just throw it up to me and I'll go get it. And then I'll play corner and I was just like picking stuff, smacking and all that stuff. So I'm like, bro, I know I can do this. And I was seeing the seniors getting recruited to go to D2 schools. I'm like, bro, I know I'm going to be way better than them. So that's why after my sophomore year in basketball, I said, all right, junior year, I said, and we got new coaches coming in. I was like, I'm finna focus on this. And like, if I start getting recruited, I was like, I can do this. So this is kind of a funny story. So I played corner my first 2 years. First one, I was a starting corner.
In high school?
In high school.
Right.
Junior year comes around, whole new coaching staff comes in. I come from basketball. Wade Stanley's the head coach. I tell him I play safety and receiver.
That's what you told him?
That's what I told him.
Hey, fresh start.
Right.
Guess what?
Use it when you can.
He said, no, you don't. You play linebacker.
Yeah.
I said, what? How about quit right there? I'm like, I don't play no linebacker. Sure enough, first day of spring ball with pads, I go to linebacker, bro. And there's guys like Jackson Ewells and Bo Proctor who are already, they smacking me in practice, bro. I'm like, bro, I'm not built for this.
I ain't ready for this.
I ain't no linebacker. But obviously, Coach Stanley seen something in me. And I was playing more of like a nickel position, but it was a linebacker, so I was in space a lot.
Right.
And I had a really good junior year. We played Lawton High in a playoff game. And they couldn't stop me. And I think they had a receiver that was supposed to go to Oregon State, and I guess Oregon State called, and the dude said, hey, I need to recruit number 6 for Norman North. And then sent it, and it just kind of went up.
Before that, though, were players getting recruited out of Norman North like that?
Nah. There was Tate Tettleton and Blankenship. Those were like the main 2 guys, and they both went to Ohio.
Right.
But like that, it really wasn't. Oh, Dan Davis was getting recruited, but he ended up going to Penn State.
Was one of them the quarterback?
Penn, huh?
Was one of them the quarterback at the time?
Tettleton was a quarterback.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember he was kind of had.
And I was in like 8th grade. I really wasn't too in tune with it, but I know when I got there, personally, I didn't feel like there was no one to look up to that made it, especially to a Power 5 school.
Just no tradition.
Yeah, like it just, Norman North was known for losing. Like we was the first, we went to state championship my senior year. Norman North never did that until 3 years after that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was always a very self-driven person, and I kind of had, and I knew what I wanted, and I knew what I could be. And having my dad who played at that level, I competed with him. So whenever they were like, oh yeah, you're this, I was like, y'all don't know me.
Yeah.
So
I mean, Twan likes to talk about this a lot, and I mean, we see it, you know, when we mention, you know, support systems. And I mean, you're talking about your rabbit is also your support system, the person who you look up to, the person you're chasing.
Yeah.
How did that, I mean, like, how did that impact you?
it did a lot, because I'm a very, very competitive person. If y'all ask my mom, like, we playing game night at the house, I'm trying to win.
She told me.
Yeah.
She told me. Hold on. She was like, you know, these days we can't even have game night with Jordan's around. She was like, he don't take losing well at all.
Well, I mean, I remember one time they were like, she told me, she's like, hey, we're about to have a game night, can you calm it down? I said, then don't keep score. Plain and simple, like, don't keep score.
I don't get to why I'm mad by not keeping score. What you mean? Like,
everybody wants to say iron sharpens iron. Well, my iron and most athletes' iron is competition.
yes.
That's what makes me better, and I thrive for it. And as much as I hate losing, and as much as I sometimes, you know, the competition, the fear of losing, the competition makes you want to run away from it, you can't, because it is what makes you a better, in my opinion, a better man and a better player.
Right.
So having my dad kind of went to college, full-ride scholarship. He was a like Big 12 defensive player type stuff and was captain. Like, I definitely was chasing that, but I used to hate people calling me, oh, you Scott's boy. Like,
Yeah.
nah, I'm Jordan.
I'm me.
And they used to be like, oh, you following your dad's footsteps. I said, no, I'm making my own.
Right.
But that's definitely what drove me, and it was a sense of, one, not only making my father proud, but it's a sense of accomplishment to be able to do what he did.
That's fire.
So
That's fire, because I'm like you right now, as talented as you are, you know, just thinking about, you know, there's a ton of me,
Yeah.
you know, in terms of ability, right? There's a ton of you in terms of ability, but that drive you got, you know, your ceiling was already set at the sky because of what you were looking up to, right? As opposed to me, who didn't get to reach my hoop dreams. I didn't have a ceiling, you know, I didn't have a rabbit, you know, so I kind of only could see so far. But you saw further than a lot of people, man, and I think that's a testament to, you know, who your dad is, who your mom is, and just you as a person, just chasing that.
yeah, and my dad actually talking about this not too long ago, just about how I've always been a very self-driven person. But I can literally go back and I remember so many specific things that I felt like was supposed to be me that added fuel to the tank.
Right.
So like 8th grade, most athletic was Jack Davis, and most likely to go pro was Day Ross. Like, I remember that stuff. I remember freshman, sophomore year not being the guy that, you know, they had me on JV. I remember to this day the top 6 players in the state, and I wasn't number 1, I was 6th. I know 1 through 5 right now in my head. Like, that stuff used to drive me. I had a D- grade going to OU.
Run them down for me.
Number one was DJ Ward.
Uh-huh.
Number 2, I was a dude from Vine, Oklahoma. He went to Tulsa. He was O-lineman.
But you know who he is, though.
Yeah, number 3, big white boy. Number 3 was Stan Von Taylor. Number 4 was Dom Alexander. Number 5 was Jordan Smallwood. Number 6 was me. That used to piss me off
It had to.
because I felt like I was one.
Fact. Well,
But
you is though.
yeah, so,
Like, look where you at.
but it's just that type of stuff always just added fuel on. Like, even to this day, even though I'm about to be on year 5, I still remember stuff that said like look at my phone. Like, my phone has things that I just know that like that just I've heard over my lifetime that just adds.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh my goodness.
That's just kind of how I've been.
Yo, you're gonna have to send me that.
I got you.
You
So
gotta send me that. That's litty.
I think that just the makeup that God, I guess, created me as, that drove me to where I'm at, and thankful for it. But also, it kind of has a little toll to it. But at the same time, it's, you know, it's why I'm me.
No, that's great. Let me tell you what a coach told me. You know, back when I thought I was God's gift to basketball, ignorant. You know, pig ignorant. You know, I remember working out for a coach, man. No, I'm lying to you. I called the coach because at some point I wasn't getting the kind of attention that I thought I should out of high school. And so I'm calling now. I'm calling around, and, you know, I called Bethune-Cookman actually out of Daytona. And I'm like, I'm E. Santello. See, you got such and such guards leaving, and I'm wanting to come up for a workout. You know, and then they were like, E. Santello? Oh yeah, we heard of you. I'm geek, right? Yeah, they heard of me. Mm-hmm. Then they go, you're spoiled goods. I'm like, what? Yeah, we've heard about your attitude on the floor and how, and that was kind of like the turning point for me as a person. They were like, we heard about your attitude on the floor. Coaches talk. Let me tell you something. There's 1,000 of you out there. There's 1,000 of you. Yeah. So keep that in mind when you start basically walking in your own, glory or whatnot. And so when I got off that phone call, man, I felt this small. But it turned me into, that's kind of, so out of high school, I didn't even go nowhere to school. Mm-hmm. I ended up sitting out 2 years out of high school and then going to junior college after that. I had to do some maturing after that phone call. I didn't get to go nowhere. I only wanted to go to a bigger school, so I went nowhere, type stuff. So I bring that up to say, there's 1,000 of me, there's 1,000 of you, 1,000 of him, but your genetic makeup got you to where you are with your support system. My genetic makeup and my lack of support system, kind of held me down, lack of guidance. So, I think that's a major gem, man. I just want people to make sure they don't skip over that.
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
It was helpful for sure. I needed it.
Definitely, man. So, you're one of them people that put Norman North on the map, and we were talking about this off camera. Can you elaborate?
I felt like I would help it. I don't want to take too much glory of it, but I just know that there's a reason why I wanted to also do what I did, being recruited. And the reason why I always go back to Norman North is because I want all them kids that's in the same rooms that I was, same workout facilities I am, to realize that they can make it.
Same classroom.
Yeah, and I think the best way to show that to kids is to be around it. So when I go and work out with a kid that's in high school, one, I don't want you to think I'm any different. I'm Jordan. And secondly, hey, you doing exactly what I did. I didn't have no secret ingredient. I didn't have things weren't given to me. So I definitely like going back and being there. And I was just at the school on Tuesday working out, and they obviously saw me there, and I speak to them. I go in the locker room and stuff like that. But I also hold it very close to me because I know some coaches had told me kind of after I got recruited that they go back to Norman North to recruit there because they never heard of it until me.
Right.
And so they know that there's probably some little gems in that locker room that we don't get much exposure because it's Norman North, overshadowed by OU.
Right.
And, ever since I went there and was getting recruited, there's some schools that go back there just to see what we got.
Right.
And, I think that's something I can say I'm proud of because I know I'm giving somebody else opportunity to have what I had.
You're directly giving back. One of them little gyms you talking about, Duncan Parham, shout out baby bro.
Little Deuce.
Already.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. And so I would have thought OU being in our backyard would actually be a difference maker, in a positive way. It sounds like, because you said they overshadowed. Mm-hmm. So I didn't even.
I think it does because I'm thinking if it was Colorado State told me, they were like, yeah, when we heard Norman, I think OU. I didn't even know they had a high school here.
What?
Yeah. And so, yeah, I think that's just part of it. And it's Oklahoma in general. It's not, I think when you think of Oklahoma in sports, you're not going to think of Tulsa. So, we got players everywhere, man. And just hope that me coming from there gets some of them kids recruited because everybody deserves opportunity.
So, let's get back to high school. Mm-hmm. When did you start getting recruited?
After my junior year. I had said the dude from Oregon State called and they started recruiting me. Tulsa started recruiting me. And then that spring, I was running track though, but I was kind of getting strong and stuff like that. And then that spring ball, I got my first offer from Navy. I was not going to Navy. As soon as they told me you have a 5-year military commitment afterwards, and I was like, yeah, y'all got me bent. I ain't doing that, but appreciate the offer.
Right. So, no doubt. My brother served in the Navy.
Nah, I couldn't do that, man. Because I had aspirations to go to the NFL, and they're like, well, you can do a year or two commitment, then you can go to the NFL. And I was like, no, that's not working.
No, that's just not, that wasn't your path.
No, it was not at all. But yeah, it was towards the end of my junior year, and I remember I was kind of getting anxious because, I saw other guys throughout Oklahoma getting recruited, getting offers, getting all this. And I even see dudes on my high school that were getting letters and stuff, and I'm sitting here bro, where's mine? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, and then senior year, whenever I kind of had more, I was returning kicks and all that stuff and playing multiple positions, the offer started kind of falling in. But OU was my biggest offer. It was a whole bunch of kind of smaller schools that would offer me, but an offer was an offer, so I was taking them.
Facts. I'm curious before we move on. You said you ran track. Was that strategic?
I grew up running track. I was one of the fastest kids in the state growing up. And then I hated track practice so much that I stopped running it throughout middle school. And then junior year, it was strategic. I said, I'm going to run track just to keep my speed. I want to be fast.
Right.
Speed kills. And then I remember Coach Ramsey, he said, no, you're not going to practice, you're going to compete. And so junior year, I had a decent year. I kind of got hurt, so I started running. In my senior year, I was running the 10, 6, and 100. And my 4x1 team, we won a state championship.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we was moving.
I was moving.
Yeah. So.
Nah, that's dope because I was hoping it was strategic. You know, just because, like, yeah, I'm an advocate of a one sport athlete. I ain't gonna lie to you. But like, I could easily see how football and track pairs. It's like a, you know, it's like a chicken to my rice, you know?
Exactly. Nah, for sure. I mean, I always encourage multiple sports, but as long as like they benefit you,
Exactly.
And track, I love track growing up. I just hated practices, but it's such a beneficial thing with running mechanics, you know, strength in certain areas and flexibility. And I was like, this is not going to do anything but help me in football. And speed kills. And a lot of the coaches when I was getting recruited, they loved the fact that I ran track.
Yeah.
They were asking me about my track time. I told them, they were like astonished.
Huh.
So
You better listen. Y'all better go.
They loved it and
go run them laps.
Even if you look at like where high school football is big in like Texas, I'm pretty sure Dakota Austin played with me at OU. He told me at Lancaster it was almost required for football players to run track. If you weren't, you had to do some form of another sport just because I think at the end of the day, athletics supports athletics. So what you can develop from basketball with footwork, you can apply it in football. You know what I'm saying? So.
That was definitely my method for basketball, playing football. Even though I was really good at football, I felt like it made me a stronger player on the court. So I definitely wasn't about to give up my football because on the court I felt like I was too beastie.
Yeah.
Taking them hits and stuff. After that, it don't matter when you get hit in the lanes.
Bully ball.
Bully ball. Still to this day.
To this day.
Oh my God, bro.
To this day.
Put that shoulder in my chest, bro. I be getting mad at him.
So I gotta ask, man, what position did you want to play going into college?
I wanted to play either safety or receiver. And some schools was recruiting me for that, to play safety, receiver. And honestly, I love returning kicks, so I was definitely getting recruited.
That's fine.
I got recruited honestly every position, but I think I always wondered what I'd have been as a tight end receiver or like a safety. I just felt like I would have been, I don't know, but you know, God had it this way, so I can't question that. But
Either way, you probably would have had it on both sides.
yeah.
So how did OU get you to take that linebacker role to
Didn't
heart
have a choice.
like you did?
I got there and I don't know what was really happening, but I know Coach Kish, shout out to Coach Kish, was very adamant about me playing linebacker. And I remember him telling me, he was like, I don't care what nobody says, you're playing linebacker. I was like, okay. I got the offer, hey, school's paid for, I'm going to OU, I'll do it. And then my freshman year, bro, I'm playing middle linebacker, not outside, middle, at 200 pounds, bro.
Heart. In the heart.
Yeah. It was a lot
Like
of
you
years.
basically middle linebacker, the quarterback, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
as a freshman, they trusted you to be that quarterback.
Yeah.
How was it? Like
It
I
was-
remember I'm going back to you talking about how people take that fear. Like that fear either makes you play better or
Yeah.
you know people shy away from it. So like how you handle all that?
Yeah, it was. Luckily, so my freshman year, Frank Shannon started over me, and he was a good.
Shout out Frank, he was
You
on
know,
season
yeah.
one,
He
big
did
dog.
come on the show. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Some of his stories about you are He was like talking about how he kept getting hurt. No, you kept getting hurt or something like that.
Getting sick.
Kept
I lose
getting-
all that weight, bro.
And then he would get an opportunity,
As soon as you get healthy.
and then you get healthy, and then you back on the field.
That's my boy Frank, man. That's
Big
one of my
dog.
good friends. But yeah, he started for me, and then I remember he got hurt my freshman year versus Texas Tech. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't know the playbook. I didn't know the calls. I was just out there. And I remember me and Dominic Alexander was a freshman linebacker with me. We was like, "What's the call?" We were like, "I don't know. C-ball, get ball." First play. I think the first play I was in the game, bro. I hit a dude late. I kind of intentionally did it too because I just want to hit somebody to get the nerves out. I got a personal flag. Bob Stoops is cussing me out. Aaron Colvin is looking at me like, "What is wrong with you?" I have a whole picture of it too. And luckily, I think next play, Aaron picked it off, and I ended up having a good game. And then I got hurt for the rest of the season. But sophomore year, junior, and senior, I started, and I feel like each year I just kind of progressed as a player. And then senior year was a testament of like my entire career. Like senior year was like that breaking point, but at the same time a climax to make me who I am today and where I'm at today. So there's a lot of ups and downs. It was cool though.
I hear I say that because I hear when you go to OU, on the outside it look like it's all candy, but when you actually talk to the players, they always say it's always some bumps, some ups and downs, and it is really more tough than it looks.
Yeah, it's hard, bro. Like not only the time management of balancing being a student, football's a job at that point. You have all these mandatory things. I personally believe we're held to a higher standard, not only with eligibility, but we have mandatory tutoring and all that stuff we have to go to. We don't get to it, we're in trouble. And then at the same time, you know, I'm 18 years old trying to have a social life.
Right.
So it was a lot, and the exertion that you put your body through ain't easy neither. Like shout out to Schmitty. He ain't no joke.
A lot about Smitty.
He ain't no joke.
A lot about Smitty, man.
Yeah, man. So I mean,
you ever get put on Stairmaster duty?
Yes. Yes. Did. Well, I remember one time I had basically a broke foot. I showed up late thinking like, oh, I can't do something. He made me do it with my hands.
Oh boy.
I'm on Stairmaster for 30 minutes with just my hands, bro.
Bruh.
Yeah, he didn't care.
No wonder his body upper. You remember Johnny Bravo? You got an upper body like Johnny Bravo because of the Stairmasters.
Yeah, bro. That was, and I've seen some guys, man. The Stairmasters, me and the boys, like some of my close friends now, I'm still cool. Oh, you will. Every once in a while we get on FaceTime or we get together, we just talk about old stories about what we went through, and we just laugh. But we're like, I don't know how we did it. That's why I say I went through Schmitty's summer. My first 2 years was the hardest years. You know, first 3 years were the hardest years of my life when it came like working out wise. And I'm like, bro, if I went through that, I can go through anything when it comes to this football stuff.
So. I heard that a lot. Schmitty will put you to your limits.
He test you as a dog, bro. If you ain't no dog, he gonna find out. I swear.
Find out you a cat for real.
Yeah.
So we definitely know the love for the game is there, but you say with these ups and downs, did it ever pull the love from you? Like at times, you know, you just feeling that type of way.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely times where you question, I think, if it's worth it. And I sit to this day and I'm like, I wonder when there's going to be a day when I sit back and I'm like, wow, all I did was worth it. You know, like obviously there's been a lot of pros, more pros than cons. The political side of it is what makes it hard. The hard workouts, you know, the losses and all that stuff, that actually builds you as not only a player, but as a man, in my opinion. It's just that political side of it that makes you really question it. So the love of the game is, I think, is really, really strong. And that's why I'm still playing. Because if that love was gone, I probably wouldn't even be in there.
Big facts.
Yeah.
Now we can't brush over this. You talked about how hard college was, but yet you found a way to get a degree in the process. Talk about that.
Yeah. Shout out to my academic advisors, Teresa Turner, Eric Bailey. I know they probably frustrate me at times, but I wasn't as bad as some other guys. But yeah, I studied health. Ended up getting a degree in planned programming, emphasis in human health behavior.
That's what's up.
So yeah, and I do aspirations on potentially getting MBA when I'm done with the game.
Let's go.
Just to further my education, and it's paid for by the league, so I might as well take full advantage of it. But that's what my dad was definitely, I think, proud of me for too, because of getting the degree, because he knows, and my mom, obviously, the family was proud of it. It was just the fact that, you know, I got a degree, and that goes a long way, especially with society. Even though it might not carry much weight, but it's doing better than most. Right. So
how many players do you see that don't have degrees?
A lot.
In the NFL?
A lot. Every year we take a picture where the guys that graduated, you take a picture. And we actually have a good amount, but I mean, a lot of guys walk back in that locker room. And, you know, it's just, I guess their choice or maybe circumstances led to it. But having a degree, I think, is a flex. But at the same time, it's an accomplishment. So, yeah, you got an opportunity when you go to school. Like I tell people all the time, like if your school's getting paid for, don't do the jacked up, you know, quote unquote football degree. Like take full advantage of what is there for you. So you got an opportunity to get a full scholarship for free.
Football degree.
Get your
Hey,
that's what it is. But get a degree in whatever you want to be. Might be tough, but bro, it's worth it in the long run.
So, when you knew you was that guy, when you knew the league was calling your name,
I mean, freshman year, if you asked me, I was like, yeah, I'm going to the league.
Let's go.
But when it became a reality would be after my junior year. Junior year, I had a pretty good season. I started feeling a little more comfortable as a linebacker. And then going to senior year, which is, I think, if you want to talk about Joran Evans, you got to talk about Joran Evans' 2016 football season. Because I think that was a testament of who I am and the hardest, most humiliating time of my life.
Tell us about it.
So,
if you don't mind.
no, I don't mind at all. Because that's what I truly believe. The conversation I had with my dad after the Texas Tech game is why I'm where I'm at today. I came in senior year thinking I was that guy. I was quote unquote All-American, Butkus Award, like potentials. Had the long hair, braids, got some earrings. I was feeling myself. First 5 games I was selling. It was just bad. Like I'll have a good game, then I'll be inconsistent. I was getting personal flags. I was voted as a team captain. I wasn't leading right. I wasn't doing the things that I was supposed to do not only as a captain, but just as a player. I just wasn't playing to that potential. And the Texas Tech game, bro, was probably one of the most embarrassing games. I have not watched that game to this day. Just my effort, my lack of play. Yeah, bro, it was bad.
That's that real.
And I was embarrassed, but I remember right after the game, a reporter asked me about it, and I said, we just need to look in the mirror. And my dad called me over that night after the game, or like a Sunday night. And he made me watch the film with him. I probably got there like 10, then leave till like 2. And it was one of them tough conversations because obviously my dad knew the game and my dad knew I wanted to play in the NFL. But he was like, you playing like this, you never gonna get a shot. You might as well just worry about getting a degree.
Hang it up.
And I ain't gonna lie, I was emotional. I was in tears after that film session with my dad. And
How did he give it to you though? Was it like
he's stern. He's straight up, like straight up.
Yeah.
And told me what I needed to hear. Basically, he's looking at me. He said, "You got the earrings and braids like you something, but you ain't nothing." He said, "You're not playing to what you think you are, and like this is all a facade. I don't even know who you are."
right?
And I'm not gonna lie to you. After that, I went home. I looked in the mirror, bro, and I did not see me. Swear, like obviously it was me in the mirror, but it was like, bro, that's not
who I was when I got here.
Promise you. Took my earrings out, unbraided my hair, called Brian Payne. He cut my hair like literally that night at like 2, 3 a.m. I didn't go to school that week, which I don't know what I'm supposed to say, but
Dito, right?
Yeah, Dito.
Dito, man.
And then after that, I started going crazy. And I realized that I had an opportunity to go and to play, and God's given talents that He gave me, I'm wasting them. And that's disrespect not only to Him, but also to my family, and even the biggest disrespect to me. So I really changed everything about me, changed my work ethic, changed how I was playing, how I was approaching the game, and went on a spurt where they were saying that I was one of the best linebackers in the game at that time. So
I just got chills, bro. That's lit, bro. Yeah, bro, like nah, cause bro, like to be able to come, like a lot of people have come to Jesus moments. Man.
yeah,
A lot of people don't come out of their Jesus moments.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you got to your pinnacle, was rolling down the hill. I think I think about me going to school when I finally went to school away from home, because that was the options that I had.
Mm-hmm.
But being able to go to school in your backyard, college that is,
Yeah.
to have your parents there, just, your dad there, and then you come to Jesus, and then you get over that hump, bro. Like that's, I feel like we can end the show right here, bro. But we can't do it. We ain't ready.
it was a
The
blessing.
thing that I really like is like you said, your dad knows the game, so you got somebody that you can really sit down and not worry about the coach or however they coming at you with it. Someone who really gonna heart to heart dissect that game with you because they know it, and y'all really can see the stuff. Like that's love right there too. That's dope right there. That's a good guidance factor right there. Like that's cool.
Yeah, I needed that, and there was actually times beforehand I told him, I said, Dad, I don't need a coach, I need a father, because he used to do it a lot, and that was probably me running from it. And so we had went a few weeks without watching the film together, and after that game, I really have a choice. My mom called me saying, "Nah, you got to come over here watch that film." But nah, it's definitely, I needed it. I wasn't mature where I thought I was, and that's just part of the maturity process. And I'm glad that I went through it. And like I said, it shaped me to where I'm at to this day, I think.
Now with Joran Evans, now we ain't even talked about you re-signing yet, but just in this, current day, is Dad still coaching?
Yes and no. At this point, I felt like he might even think I might surpass him a little bit when it comes to the game. I mean, I'm a grown man. I'm 5 years in the league. He only made it 1. So I think there's like a level of respect, but I still call him almost every day after work, especially when I'm frustrated with things that go on work. And at this point, he don't really coach me on my game as much. He just coached me on how to be a professional, how to be a man in a business field, because he's like no different than how you're a businessman or you're an employee of the Bengals. I'm an employee at Cedar Creek. And there's times where I deal with bosses and times I deal with things that aren't, fair and go his way, but I still got to handle myself professional. So I call him a lot about that for that advice, because I know my first reaction is to snap and want to go in on people, but obviously you can't do that. And so I call him a lot to vent, and then he gives me advice on how to handle things, and he's helped me, my 4 years throughout the league at that point too.
That's dope, man. Wow.
You handle the spotlight well, bro. Like, being in the pro and stuff, like how you hold yourself, you handle it so well.
Appreciate it. I was raised right. Shout out to my mom.
Shout out, Miss Evans. Love you, Miss Evans. So, talk about re-signing, man. Congratulations.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Bro, I mean, I wanted you on the show before you re-signed.
Yeah.
Now I seen you re-sign. Timing is perfect.
Right, yeah.
Timing is everything. I was like, oh, man, this dude's doing it, man. He's doing it. He's putting on for the community. Talk to us.
Yeah, it's a blessing, man. I got to obviously thank the Bengals and the organization and all the coaches who are upstairs that wanted me there. The NFL's been up and downs as well, but the fact that I'm able to re-sign and they wanted me at least, and I signed a 1-year kind of prove-it deal, that's just all you can ask for is opportunity, And so the fact that I have another year, add to my pockets, add to the pension, and just add to whatever, playing the game as long as I can is definitely a blessing. And, I'm really excited now. At first I had mixed feelings, and, that whole free agency process was new to me, and I was struggling a little bit with it, but the fact that I was able to sign, now I can focus on, the hand of task, and I'm really excited for the season to come around.
Thanks.
And staying somewhere where you're familiar. I have no idea what it's like to be a free agent.
Yeah.
But I bet it'd be even more stressful to go somewhere you got to learn something new.
Yeah.
Where it can't be C-ball.
Right. And that's exactly, yeah. And that's actually what played to the decision on me signing back to the Bengals, because another team did come and offered me kind of this is the same deal, but with the COVID situation, no OTAs, I knew I was going into another team, not knowing the playbook, all that stuff,
and they can't really get to see you.
Right, exactly. So it wasn't a smart situation. I was already leaning back towards the Bengals anyways, because I knew it was a familiar. I know Good was a special coach. Coaches like me. Shout out to Zach Taylor. He's from Norman,
right.
The head coach, and
Let's go.
so I just felt like it was the best in that moment situation, and I gotta do what's best for my longevity and not for my moment of happiness. Mm-hmm. So I definitely went back, and I do plan on, giving it my all and hopefully win some games this year.
Let's go. Let's go.
So, with that being said, man, you homegrown, man.
Yeah.
How does it feel to know that, started from home, came from home, went to OU in your backyard? Mm-hmm. How you like that situation?
It worked out great, man. It was, a lot of people you ask, like, what's your why? Like, why do you get up every morning and go to work? People ask me, why do you get up and put yourself through the workouts and this, that? It was my family. You know what I'm saying? I want my sisters, my mom and dad to be good, my outside family to be good, and I play this game for them for the most part. So going to Oklahoma, and they were able to go to all my games, and my sisters were, in elementary, middle school at the time, like that big brother was at OU. Right. They, it was a blessing for sure, and it was easy. As soon as OU offered me, I think 3 days later I committed. It was an easy decision for me. But it's a blessing, and like I said, I think I talked to my moms about this, but a part of me, I don't really seek approval of man. I seek the approval of God.
Right.
But I do have appreciation for the appreciation of other people towards me. So it's a sense of pride where I can make my homies that I grew up with, my family, proud to say they know me.
Right.
And the biggest heartwarming feeling is when I'm in Norman to feel the love from Norman, because I hold Norman very dear.
Yeah.
So I want all the city of Norman to be proud that I'm from here because I'm proud that I'm from here. I claim it more than anybody. A lot of people, where they from, they be like, oh, I'm from this. But really, they from 30 minutes outside of that.
Word.
Nah, like, are you from OKC? No, I'm from Norman. Like, that's what I tell. I'm from Norman. I'm proud of it. I claim it. I was just the other day, might have to get a new number, and they were like, "Do you want to do a different area code?" I said, "No, 405." Like, this is where I'm from. So, that's just how it is, and it's a blessing that I was able to get to stay at Norman North, or from Norman North to go to Oklahoma, and then, hopefully.
Pretty much stayed at Norman North.
Yeah, basically, I was just right up the road. But yeah, it was a blessing, man. And like I said, it's just a sense of, people to be like, hey, they know me and they're proud to know me, and hopefully I make them proud.
So with that being said, is there anything that you're aspiring to do in the community?
Yes. Outside of a positive impact where I want to be a role model to anybody. I want people to feel like they can reach out to me, talk to me, where I can help them with any way I can. And a lot of times I do it behind.
Did that for us.
Yeah.
Shout out. Hey, sponsored the first ever
Oh,
HBSML account.
Way did.
Man, and much love. Appreciate that.
For
sure.
real, for real.
He say it, he mean it.
Yeah, no, I definitely do, man, because, I want more so I can give more, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, I just want everyone to have some positive impact to come back and be able to help the community. And I know right now what we got in the works, me and Stephanie, she's the head of the diversity board. We are in the process of adding a curriculum to the education system.
Stephanie
in Norman.
Williams.
Yep.
Shout out Stephanie Williams.
Yeah, so we have an intro to ethnic studies that's going to be hopefully added to the curriculum starting next school year.
That's fire.
Yeah, man, obviously, this has been on my heart since I was in high school, but all the events that's happened over the previous years, I just feel like a lot of the world is ignorant, and the way you solve ignorance through education. And no, we can't teach kids in their own home, but at least at the school we can do it right. And I think the intro to ethnic studies that we're going to push forward, which is still in the making, is going to be something that should be very positive for the Norman community. Hopefully it touches other communities surrounding.
All right.
So that's first step. And I want to throw a camp and do a whole bunch of stuff, but I do one at a time.
Gotta do one at a time.
Yeah.
You helped us, so if you need help with that camp, just go ahead and holler.
Oh yeah, if it's a camp we're gonna throw it right in Norman North. All y'all gonna be involved.
Hit me.
We're gonna have a good time, man. I always want to do that, and then like a celebrity basketball game.
Oh, we in there.
Yeah.
We in there.
I'll probably coach because
You got those shoes back on,
I played a celebrity game in Cincinnati, but man, I was breaking every shot.
Take the strong arms.
No, see, you're going about it all wrong. You gotta get dimes.
I was doing that on the low though. I was definitely facilitating, you feel me? But I was like, I'm in a celebrity game, there's no foul count, but I was somehow in foul trouble. I was like, I don't know if the game's
It's because you're a linebacker. There's no make sure they get you fouls.
Exactly.
Hey, Jordan was one of them football players, got on the basketball court, you ain't one guard.
Hey,
I got a
telling you.
story, bro.
Talk to me.
Me, Obo, Dakota, and some other partners went and hooped at Whittier.
Dakota.
My boy Dakota, we was hooping at my Whittier, my middle school. And we was doing good, and I got there before them. I felt like I was giving buckets, bro. I was going crazy.
Going in.
So Obo gets on my team. He starts selling, missing layups, getting scored on. I'm like, bro, you suck, bro. What are you doing? He's like, it's the shoes, bro. I'm like, I'm proud. I'm like, wait, no, it's not the shoes. Train me shoes right now. I bet you I'll still get buckets.
Straight up.
Put them shoes on. Friday. I was out there getting crossed, missing layups, missing shots. I'm sitting here like, bro, I'm going. It was the shoes, bro. It was terrible. Because you're sliding. So we ended up playing some dudes from JUCO. And this one dude from them, he was rocking me, but I ain't gonna cap. Like, 6'6" dude. Obo and Dakota locking up their dudes. The only dude scoring is my guy. I'm getting pissed. I let him go do a layup. I come there. I try to fight and everything. I was like, nah, fuck that. I found it as hard as I could, bro.
Yes, sir.
But
That's crazy.
that's just some typical football mindset, I guess.
I used to go to the Huff a lot with Frank and Dakota and them, and they used to always, we gonna be the best team. And I'll just be like, yeah, I'll play with y'all all day long. Because one, I don't have to play defense.
Yep.
They're all defensive players anyway. So they think they got the best defense, and they gonna foul you every time. So I'm not playing against them. I'm gonna play on their team.
And you're probably not gonna call against them.
Very typical, man.
Very funny. Him, Dakota, Orso.
Yeah,
all them
bro.
cats.
Nah.
Also play football?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He big D lineman.
Just met Orso.
Yeah, he was DN, right?
Yeah, D lineman. Yeah.
That's fire.
He got some post moves for a big man too.
Yeah, he thought he was a point guard too.
Oh, he do all the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
First day I met Orso, man, he pulling up from deep like he's Steph Curry. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? I just hit. Give me the ball.
No, that was funny, man. That's just basketball. I always loved it, man, and I always wish I could have made it, but obviously God had a calling for football, and shout out to Trey. He took over the basketball for Norman, so I ain't had to do all that.
Shout out to Trey.
Yeah.
I'm on the show, baby.
Man, you let Jordan beat you.
Jordan beat you and his dad.
And your pops, right?
Dad came on, Jordan came on, now it's your turn. So we got to ask you another question before we get you out of here, man. So what message do you have for the aspiring athletes that want to play collegiately and professionally?
It's all about work, man. A lot of people, I feel like I hear rumors and people tell me things that they just can assume what I did to get where I was at, but they don't know how hard I work. Like I told y'all a little glimpse of what I was doing in elementary school, before school, literally doing 100 plus sit-ups, 100 plus.
From 1st to 5th grade. That's
in
incredible.
elementary school. Middle school, you can ask some kids, I was in the garage. People didn't like sitting night with me because every night I'm up in the morning working out.
He gonna make me get up.
My dad was, I'm in the garage, always doing stuff. And then when I got to high school, bro, I was getting up at 5 a.m. before school to go work out, go to school. Then I'll go do my track workout, and then the coach will leave the gym open, I'll go do a football workout. Summer, I was doing not only the Summer Pride, I'll go to health club, work out at the health club, and then I had Mike Woods. He was a guy in the city that I used to go up to Dell City and Drummond Middle School and work out some more. So I work because at the end of the day, I don't like the word dreams. Goals is cool, but your goal should be a to-do list. And so not only with a to-do list, you check them off, but then you rewrite them. And your goals, it should be a to-do list, and you should realize that just because you wrote it down, it's not going to be achieved. You got to work for it. So all them kids, all the work that you put in, for me, that I put in 20 years ago, is what made me successful. And I can sit there and say at 26 years old, I'm going to my 5th year in the league because of what I did in 1st grade. So it's all about work, man, dedication, and honestly not being a follower, bro. Can't follow the crowd because majority of people don't make it to where you want to be at. So if you're doing the rest of them, you're probably not headed to the right path.
That's dope. I mean, I invited you to go, grab a drink or whatever, and I was talking to your mom, and then she was like, I don't think Jordan don't drink. He's never had a drink. No. And I was like, oh, I didn't even mean to ask him to do that, because you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't want him to think, I'm whatever. Yeah. But I bring that up to say, like, how easy is it to drink at OU? You know what I'm saying? How easy to drink as a pro, like, not being a follower, man. That's epic.
I think probably that too. I do that not only because of my faith, but also because I feel like I wanted to set up every decision I felt like I made in my life was to be a perfect role model to my little sisters. And so I've never drank. I tried it on accident once in a club, and I thought it was a Sprite, and it started burning my chest, and I said, something ain't right with this. And I just never drank, never smoked weed, man. Stay away from it. I don't need it. And I'm like 26 years old at this point. But it was funny at OU though, whenever I first said no to stuff, they kind of were like, what's up with you?
What's this dude weird?
Yeah, like he's weird, bro. Like you ain't no fun. And then some years later, next thing you know it, they all respected me for it. And like Obo, that's my brother and my roommate, it got to a point where if I was to get a drink, he would say no. He would tell me no.
Right.
And you say
that's
no
not
long.
You.
Right. You say long enough. You say no long enough. Someone's gonna take care for that. No different in high school. Gabe Bonzi. That's the only guy I ever considered like a big bro in high school. I remember he about fought people at a party. Yeah, he was hooping. He almost fought somebody at a party because they offered me a beer, and he said, "I told y'all he don't drink." So, you say no long enough, people respect you for who you are, and you ain't got to really worry about it. Same with the league. I said no long enough, they don't ask me no more.
That's what's up.
That's my favorite word, no.
I love it. I love it. Well, man, we appreciate you not telling us no, man, getting on the show, man. So now it's
before we get you out of here,
signature time.
You gotta get that John Hancock.
Hey, he's got plenty of practice. As a matter of fact, you gotta sign his water bottle.
Michael Jordan,
head.
Nah, Nah, there's some cool people on here, man. So we definitely need that on there, man.
I appreciate that.
Plenty of OU blood.
I'm glad that I'm considered to even be on this. It's an honor. I feel like it's more of an honor, in my opinion, to be here in y'all's presence than y'all might see it on the other end, but I appreciate it.
Maybe we'll have that perspective later, but right now we geeked.
Right.
There you go, right there, man.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, sign right there. Man, this was awesome,
appreciate
man.
You coming on the show, man.
Yeah, have me
You couldn't
anytime,
wait.
man.
Look, I just want you to look at that board.
Yeah.
You see the first name?
I see it.
You've been on there for the whole year. On there, bro. On me, he's been on
For
there.
the show, for real. Like,
God, I was
on
able to
there.
do it, bro. I'm with it, man. Like I said, not only do I want to be a part of things, but I think you gotta support your own people, support your community, and all that stuff, especially if you want people to flourish.
For sure, man. And, you know, we just want to be able to let people hear your story in-depthly, you know, and I'm sure you've told it before. I'm sure they can go Google it, but how personalized is this? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is cool. They can really get to feel like, man, I know Jordan's story. Like,
Right.
I'm not reading it trying to make his voice. When I read some of somebody whose voice I know, I try to read it in their voice.
Yeah, exactly.
So you know, you're like, they ain't gotta do that. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? So that's dope, man. You came through. You put on, bro.
Appreciate you.
Definitely.
You put on, bro.
I'm just because I got to see him as a young buck in high school come all the way up, so it's nice. So thank y'all for coming through on another episode of our HBSML.
Yes, sir.
Basketball saved my life.
Yes, sir.
Your boy Twan and Don.
Peace.
Yeah. Yeah. Sound good, don't it? Check. Yeah. Look. Okay. Yeah. Look. Life tried to drown me. This hoop is like my life jacket. This ice in my veins is something Titanic. Lockdown defense kept me out the center for detention. Divine intervention passes over to my center. Alleyways are the alley-oops. Some got no looks and passed away when somebody shoot. Back in court duo, but nobody hoops. The wrists follow through in the cuffs. Got a loop, pick a book up, picked up and get booked. It's just you and I, out running suicides. Me, I was out running suicide. Boy, I'm going in, dropping gems that I picked up in these gyms. I can't slack, I've been down and back. I'm just trying to share a few tales from this thing called life. Count my assists, man, I swear that basketball really saved my life. Yeah, yeah. I swear it saved my life. Let's go.